Hello, it's Reggie's cooking time again. Yep, today I am making an Icelandic classic, Vinaetarta. It is an Icelandic celebration cake. And I have made the dough already. And in the dough I am using my mother's recipe for her white sugar cookie dough with just one tweak. So, her white sugar cookie dough, which as you can see, I already have some done, which I made yesterday. So, it is 1 cup of shortening. I this time used just regular butter. 1 cup of sugar, just granulated sugar. 3 cups of all-purpose flour. I don't use a baking flour. 2 teaspoons of cream of tartar. 1 teaspoon of soda, baking soda. So I put it in my mom's mixer, as you can see. Yeah, it's about 40 years old, but it still works like a charm. So when I was growing up, my mother always made a big deal out of Christmas and made lots of stuff. She made Vinatartas, Christmas cookies, fudge, divinity, which you will get to see. And she also made some other different candies. And so my favorite was always Vinatarta. And I've actually found a good way to make it. I am Icelandic on my dad's side, German on my mom's side. So I also am going to make cabbage rolls in another video. So you're going to mix the flour, the sugar, the cream of tartar, the soda, and the shortening all together as in pie dough. And then to that, in the mixer, you're going to add 3 eggs, a half a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I used 1 teaspoon of almond extract because I really like the smell and it makes the house smell good. But vanilla does too. So then you're going to mix all that up. And I always like to put it in a little plastic container or plastic wrap and put it in the fridge for about a couple of hours. So I left it overnight last night. So I took it out today about an hour ago. And I let it thaw out a little bit. And now I have rolled some. So as you can see over here, I have the little discs. I like the 5-inch discs, so I use my little handy dandy cover for my littlest pot. And it really is a nice cutter because you get smooth edges and sometimes it comes out on the top. So you can just whip it in on the pan. So I've preheated my oven to 350. I will put these 2 on the sheet tray. See, 3 of them fit just nicely. And I am going to put it in the oven for 6 minutes. Some ovens take 7. I found that mine takes 6, and they're perfect, as you can see. Alexa, set the timer for 6 minutes. So, there we go. We're going to put Alexa to work and put the timer on for 6 minutes. So, what I did was, once I take them out of the oven, I let them cool for about 10 minutes while I make some other ones. As you can see, I've made one already. Woohoo! So anyway, when I was growing up, I loved watching my mother bake. And this is the one thing, I was never a green thumb. Never a green thumb. So this is the one thing that I know that brings me a passion and that I can do that my mother did, is bake or cook, if you've watched any of my cooking shows. So I will do 1 cooking show or 1 baking show a week and put it on both Facebook, and I do have a YouTube channel. So come and join me and have some fun. Okay, now that I have my dough finished, I am ready to fill and make some Vinatartas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my handy dandy saran wrap. Just saran wrap. It can be plastic wrap. I myself have a tendency to go for the saran wrap. I cut off a nice chunk. I will put it on my counter after I have moved my board. Now, just a little something. This apron came from Peggy Dietrich. A few years ago, she gave us all an apron. We do a baking weekend at the Mountain Community Center every year. Obviously, because of COVID, we couldn't do it last year, but that is our one time of the year when we can all get together. So it's me and Peggy and her two daughters, Monica and Marcy, and sometimes her daughter-in-law, Holly, and Holly's daughter, Ashlyn. Holly's daughter, Caitlin, has been there sometimes, and Sarah and AJ, Marcy's children, have joined us the last couple of years. So it's really fun, just a fun way to get together. And we like spending time together. So that is the best part. I gotta get something. Okay, a handy dandy spatula. Because right here, I made up the prune mixture yesterday also. And the prune mixture is 2 pounds of pitted prunes, cooked, a half a cup of the prune liquid, so don't throw it out, a cup of sugar, a half a cup of cardamom, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and voila. And you put all of that in a food processor, puree it up, and it comes to look like this. All by itself, it really does not taste that good, because I don't like it anyway. So let me grab 5 of these. And remember, I still have that one in the oven. So, okay, so you take a disc, and I do the 5-inch as I said. I take a little bit of the prune mixture, spread it on the disc. Not too thick, not too thin. See, just enough to cover it. I put on another disc. Ooh, that one broke. And layer it. And you continue this until you get your desired height. I have seen them 10 inches around and 10 layers. I remember Lillian Johnson from down the street, I thought had the best Vinatartas ever. And hers were like 10 inches around and 10 layers. And somehow I never asked her, and I really should have asked her how she got the 10 layers just perfect. And they were all the same thickness, but then again, practice makes perfect. So in just that little time, I have made a Vinatarta. See? It's kind of oozing out there, but you know what? That's okay. So I am going to set that aside. And again, this is what the Vinatarta looks like. I have it in plastic wrap. I will go ahead and put it in a quart-size bag because they're small enough to put in a quart-size freezer bag. Put them in my freezer until Christmas time, and that way I don't have to do anymore. And so I hope everybody enjoys this video. I know I have had a blast making it. And I do want to say one thing about the board here. Sometimes I use my counter, but I have this handy board with a cloth over it. It is just some hard plastic. And Monica's husband, Bill, made us some boards. So, and it's amazing how perfect I can get the rounds now. And then I have my handy dandy rolling pin, which I flour before I start rolling. And you see how thick it is. No. Not that thick. So I want to thank you all for watching. God bless you all. And stay tuned for my next video.